So today I want to talk about the soul slide, which is, in my opinion, potentially the most versatile and useful speed control technique that I have, especially when I'm out urban or city skating. It's a technique I've really fallen in love with, and I wanted to kind of share all the reasons that I think it's awesome. So first, let's talk about what a soul slide is. And to be clear, I want to talk about the soul slide as a stopping or braking technique and not necessarily as a trick. But the reason I use it is completely utilitarian, and it's a way for me to control how fast I'm going and to slow down and stop when I'm skating. So let's talk about what the soul slide is first. And it's basically a slide where you are rolling on one skate and the other skate is sliding, but it's in front of you. So unlike the T stop or the drag stop, where it's you've got somewhat an L or a T shape of some kind, and your rear skate is dragging, and the rear skate is the one that's causing friction. It's the opposite in that the dragging skate, or actually the sliding skate in this case, is in front of you. And it looks something like this. Now, the thing I want to point out is that you do not have to be in this perpendicular setup in order to get what you need out of the soul slide purely as a stopping technique. As a braking technique, this will brake you faster, but having it not be maybe 45 degrees, maybe even less than 45 degrees, somewhere between 45 and 90, etc., it doesn't matter because you're getting friction out of it no matter what. So let's see what a soul slide looks like in action. I'm going to do both the perpendicular soul slide and the 45-degree soul slide. So now I'd like to kind of just iterate through the reasons that I think this slide is amazing and why everyone should learn it. So here we go. So the first reason I like the soul slide is that it's effective. You can get a lot of power out of it. And I'll demonstrate that right now by comparing it directly to the drag stop or the T stop I had mentioned earlier. The soul slide stops far sooner than the drag stop, and of course, the reason is simple. You're pushing into the sliding skate instead of dragging it behind you. So the next reason I love the soul slide is because you're always facing forward. You can execute it multiple times without having to commit to totally stopping. You can get into a slide and back out very seamlessly. Next reason I love the soul slide is it can be done in a fairly narrow area. Now I want to be clear about this, and that is that to do it in a narrow area is going to take practice. The best way to start doing this slide is to get as wide out as you can, and you're not going to necessarily be able to do this on something like a sidewalk when you first learn it. But you can get there, and I'm going to show it in a moment. The other really cool thing I like about this is the 45-degree version specifically comes in handy in a sidewalk, and here's why. These expansion cracks in the sidewalk can be awful when you're doing something like a power slide. I've gotten tripped up on them before. So in a power slide, your front skate is perfectly perpendicular, right? And a power slide can be done in almost no lateral space. If you get good at it, you can just transition to it in a very tight little area. However, if your foot is parallel with these expansion slots, you can catch it, and it's not a good time when you do. It can get caught in there, and you can get really tripped up. The cool thing about the soul slide is that 45-degree version of it. So if you're only at your 45 degrees with your sliding skate, you're never parallel with the crack. It's just really handy to have a way to get your skate at 45 degrees, which is so much more powerful than the drag stop. So the next reason is that you can actually take a turn with it. You can go around a curve while sliding and slowing down. For whatever reason you may want to do that, it's possible. So the last reason might be my favorite reason, and that is that it will open up the magic slide to you. It's literally how I discovered that I could do the magic slide competently. I could do the magic slide before in like a hockey rink as if I was practicing on flat ground, etc., but I never felt confident doing it out in the wild, or especially going down a hill. So as a way to further illustrate that the soul, power, and magic slide all start the same way, I'm going to start doing a soul slide and transition it into a power slide. Then I'm going to start doing a soul slide and transition it into a magic slide. Starting with the soul, power, soul, magic. It's really cool when you realize that. And honestly, that is how I learned the magic slide. I was doing the soul slide and realized that all I have to do once I get comfortable getting that front skate sliding in front of me without completely changing my torso position, like a power slide, that it's just a matter of flipping that rear skate around, right, from a roll to a drag. Of course, it takes more practice than that, but mechanically, it pretty much is that simple. So that's why I love the soul slide. Maybe a long-winded way of explaining it, but hopefully somebody gets something out of this. Again, it's probably my most versatile tool for stopping and slowing when I'm out urban skating. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.